All right, so 2017, number one on the AB exam, parts A and B only. We have a tank with a height of 10 feet. The area of each cross section of the tank, so this is a interesting, I guess it's a cone. The area of the cross section gets smaller as you get higher up in the tank, or cone like. So they give you a table of values for the area of the cross sections. They tell you it's measured in square feet. A is continuous and decreases as H increases. And so they tell you A is continuous. Notice they do not say it is differentiable. So that's a good distinction to make. And decreases. Therefore, we know that A prime of H would be negative. Use a left Riemann sum and the three intervals up here to find the volume of the tank. Okay, so now when you are finding volume in AP calculus, the approach to finding volume, as far as I know, is always to integrate the cross-section area. So if they gave you an explicit function and you had a graph, then you would have to know what shape the cross section is. Is it a disc? Is it a washer? Sometimes they just tell you explicitly that is like the cross sections are squares or something like that. But the object is to find a formula for the cross section area, and then you integrate that over the interval, which in this case the tank is 10 feet high. So I'll go from 0 to 10, and this would be a DH situation because the height is or the limits of integration are values of H. And this one's going to be pretty easy to set up because they give you a function to represent the area of the cross section. And so in this case, that would be 0 to 10 of the function A of H, which is why we're going to need to use the approximation method. They wanted to use a Riemann sum. And so this is going to be my first rectangle has a base of 2, my second one has a base of 3, and my last one has a base of 5. So it's going to be approximately 2 times, and we are using a left Riemann sum. 50.3, whoops, didn't mean to close that parenthesis. Oh, yes, I did. 2 times 50.3 for my first rectangle. My next rectangle, the base is 3 and a height of 14.4. And then my last rectangle, a base of 5 and a height of 6.5. This was a calculator question. However, there is no advantage in actually finding the simplified answer for that. So I am simply going to go ahead and slap a feet squared on here. Nope, we're doing volume that we measured in feet cubed. And I'm going to leave that as my answer. If I need to later on in this problem come back and get that numeric answer, I'll do that. But for now, I'm just going to stop and leave that for my answer. Do make sure that even though this is a calculator question, do not compute these things in the calculator first. You need to write down those products because they typically look for the actual products, 2 times 50.3. While anybody in AP Calculus should know that that is 100.6, if you skip straight to writing 100.6, you very well may lose a point on the AP exam. So make sure you are writing the individual steps. Do not skip steps on the free response questions. And then for part B, the last part that I want to look at, is this an overestimate or an underestimate? And when you are doing Riemann sums, whether it's a left or a right-ended point, that over-underestimate question is a function, or it's dependent on whether the curve is increasing or decreasing. And they do tell you right here that the function A is continuous and decreasing. So if you have a decreasing function and you approximate area under that using a left-handed rectangle, those rectangles will always have more area than is contained by the function. And so this is an overestimate. And the reason is you simply have to state that A is a decreasing function because A of H is decreasing. And I know it's decreasing because they tell you explicitly in the problem. And so that's all you have to do for part B.